Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Mission Matters Business Podcast, your source for everything business. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres to keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, moneymatterstoptips.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today is a very special reunion 2020 episode. What is that? That's when I bring on a guest that I had on the past, and I liked them so much I had to bring them on back. So today's guest is Michele Sullivan. She's principal over at ML Sullivan, and she's also author of Looking Up, How a Different Perspective Turns Obstacles into Advantages. Michele, welcome back to the show.
Thank you so much. Great to be here.
Oh, great to have you back. And what I want to do to kind of to kick off this interview is first, I've had a very blessed year. Since our last conversation, the audience has grown quite a bit, and I don't want to assume that all of the new listeners caught the first episode. So let's just start off with getting into the book. So, looking up how a different perspective turns obstacles into advantages. So, first off, what was the inspiration behind this?
Sure. We all have challenges in life. Some you can see, but most you can't. For me, one of my challenges is I was born with a rare type of dwarfism, so I'm about 4 feet tall, and I don't walk very well, so I use crutches. And it's funny how people judge you by what you see. And so you don't know what anybody's dealing with in a day. They could be having financial problems or infertility issues or trying to get a different job. You just never know. And yet, we don't take the time to really put our hand out or acknowledge them and really show that they have value to us. And so the book is about perspective and looking up to others. I've looked up to people my whole life because of my size. Most people are taller than me. But, it taught me the greatest position in life in terms of a posture that I literally look up to people, but it taught me to figuratively look up to people. And in the book, I talk about different people who I look up to that a lot of people will never, ever know. Some are in extreme poverty that I met when I was the president of the Caterpillar Foundation. One person is a nurse I met 40 years ago when I was having a lot of my surgeries. And so it's really about perspective in terms of, are you interested in the internal growth that you have, or are you just interested in what you see by the eye? Because if you only judge people by what you see, you're really not using all the resources that you could. So it's an uplifting book about, how do you take your differences or your challenges in a given day, turn them into assets, and acknowledge how those assets can really make an impact on someone.
So I want to, obviously we're not going to have time to get into all the books, but I want to put in some teasers into this because I obviously want everybody listening to go buy it. I want everybody listening to go buy it. So that being said, I want to start off with the value of being wrong at first. Tell us a little bit more about that, please.
Sure. So, it's human nature to go by what you see, right? You just automatically make assumptions. And unless you really push against that and acknowledge that our first perceptions are generally wrong about somebody, you're not going to get very far with really knowing who that person is. So being wrong is okay. Because I do it too. And I get judged every day by my size, right? And yet I walk up to somebody and you automatically make, your mind up about something, and then you find out later, holy cow, I was completely wrong. And it's hard for people to say that today. And yet, look how you benefit from it when you really get to know somebody and the value that they have. And when you are around people who are not like you in every way, you really get to have an expanded realization in the world. And if you're around people that are like you all the time, you really don't grow in a personal, internal fashion. So being around people who aren't like you can really expand your horizons.
I love it.
But you have to be able to say I was wrong about you.
Yeah. No, it's a thing. It's hard. It's hard, especially for men. I don't want to be wrong. I want to I don't want the wrong.
Yeah.
I don't want to ask for directions. I don't want to. I'm a stereotypical.
Right?
Let me hold on. Let me not put that on all the other men out there who are who have it a little bit more together and are more evolved than me. I'm just an old-fashioned guy. I'm working on it, Michelle. I'm not done with myself. That's not an excuse, but that's just for everybody that just smack their lips or roll their eyes out at me out there. Whatever. I'm talking about me, not you.
Right. And oh no, I get it. And when you think about people like Nelson Mandela, Mother Teresa, Rosa Parks, they changed the world because they saw beyond the stereotype and snapped judgment to the astounding value in every person. And look how they impacted the world. It's amazing.
Absolutely. So I want some updates from you because you are impacting the world right now, Michele, and you are rocking and rolling with your message and all the great work you're doing. So tell me a little bit more about some of these 2020 updates you got. I know you're hiding something from me over there. Tell me some of these things that are going on. Don't hold out on me. Come on. We're podcast family. I told you that. This is a reunion.
Yeah, we're family. That's right. Thank you. It's been exciting as the book has gotten out in some people's hands as a pre-read. Forbes has done an article which was very nicely done. Maria Shriver did an article, and she's going to do another one next week as the book comes out. And People Magazine will have an article out the day the book is launched on February 25th. So it seems to be really resonating with folks all over the place. And at the end of the day, I really want to inspire people to be the best they can be with themselves and with others and make an impact on the world. And if it does that, then I feel very pleased with the book. So I'm very excited. My speaking is ramping up, which I love, to inspire people. I was just in Michigan last week, Midland, Michigan, and I talked to the presidents of the farm bureaus. Farmers are really challenged these days between the weather, trade, commodity prices, etc. And yet they're the backbone of what we eat and so many of the jobs in the United States and around the world. And when you think about any time a farmer is injured or sick, whether they're trying to get the plants in the ground or harvest, when something happens, you see all these other farmers come to the rescue, don't you? And I just look up to them in so many ways, and I was so excited to go up and talk to them. It was a fabulous day all around. So things are really going well.
Oh, that's awesome. So, Michele, if somebody's listening to this and they want more information on looking up how a different perspective turns obstacles into advantages, what's the best way for them to connect with the brand and with you also for speaking and speaking engagements? I know we didn't have time to go into that today, but, you do a ton of speaking. You've been on the TED stage, all these amazing things. I know you're an amazing speaker. So how does somebody follow up and learn more about what you're doing?
Go to lookingup.com. And that'll take you to all the pages that you want. And also, if you pre-order the book from that page, HarperCollins Leadership is going to donate a book on your behalf to a not-for-profit. So if you order on lookingup.com, you're making a difference in somebody's life by donating a book.
Absolutely,
which is wonderful.
Amazing. That is
wonderful.
It
is amazing, isn't it? That's a great thing.
For sure. Well, hey, Michele, as always, awesome catching up with you. I'm excited to have you back on the 2021 Family Reunion podcast episode, and we'll see what happens then. I want to get some more updates from you, see how the book went, but I'm sure I'm going to be seeing the news and everywhere else, so I'm already know how the book went, and I'm excited, but I'm still bringing you back. So, hey, Michele, again, awesome having you on the show. And to the listeners, as always, thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoy listening to this. We have fun making it for you. Hit the subscribe button. Don't be scared. I don't want you to be a one-time listener. Listen all the time, and we're happy to do this for you. Oh, also, if you're looking at the YouTube, if you're watching us, I should say, on the YouTube channel, don't forget to subscribe to that. So the Mission Matters Business YouTube channel. Leave us some comments in the comment section, by the way. That'd be awesome. I'm going to have a picture made, I'll have the book cover on all of the promo made for this, so you should see the book. Should have no problem going out there and buying it. So feel free to do that, and definitely support the mission and go buy it from Michele's website. So lookingup.com, because we want that extra book to be donated to a nonprofit. So let's do some good out there also at the same time. And Michele, thanks again for coming on the show.